Let me click start recording. Welcome back, YouTube audience, for what is CLG FC episode 143. For those on Twitch, we don't live stream on YouTube. I don't stream, but I'll take the advice for it if I start. Thank you. Yeah, it just for like Football Manager, it's really useful, you know. Um, for those on Twitch, we actually have the whole history of the save on YouTube. So exclamation point YouTube or exclamation point YT, and it will take you to the YouTube channel. On there, there should be a playlist that says CLG FC, and that has every episode previously that we have. So including all the off-season tournaments we've watched, like the World Cup, uh, the Gold Cup, the Euros as well. Which, by the way, this off-season, we're not watching a tournament this off-season for once. Union win over San Jose in the final game of the season. So MLS is done for the regular season. They're going to move into the playoffs now. Um, but yeah, India lost another wicket in that time, by the way, that I was streaming that game. Um, and it is 81 for 4 now. They are in the they're 38th over, so they're 12. This is the 13th over into the session, so they should, if they haven't just completed the drinks break, they just completed the drinks break. Okay, cool. So, so there's that. We close that tab out. Uh, where am I going here? Let me go back to this tab real quick, and then there we go. Wellman, I meant to change the training. Ah! The other thing is the every week we don't have a fixture, which will be next week after the Welly Scorpions. Um, I like to schedule team bonding and community outreach because I think building the team cohesion is really, really, really important. I don't think a lot of people realize that, but this game, team cohesion, fitness, and tactical familiarity will take you extremely far. So I'm just going to come over here and after match tactics, so we're going to do right here community outreach and right here team bonding, and then they can have the Sunday off. Let's go to the meeting. We can do strength training for um, Tyler Wright. That's fine. We can stop these trainings. That's fine. We should sign Oliver McCarthy to a professional contract. It's not bad, is he? It's not great numbers, but it's not the worst in the world, is it? I wouldn't mind paying him just for 1 year to see where he goes. All of this is fine. He is too old for the under 18s. Um, let's see here. Callum Thompson would be a decent player for most level teams, being a leading attacking midfielder now for both level 14 sides. We're in level 13, unfortunately, mate. So that doesn't help me. Anyway, uh, a form of a I haven't. I don't know if Billy Wells should go on a Continental C course because I don't even have a National A. We're going to offer one contract for him and just I'm gonna do 1 year, and I'm gonna add an optional extension by the club. He wants 2 years. I'll give you 1 year, and I'll give you an optional extension by the club. You're a youngster. Okay, you've come down a little bit, so uh, I mean we're well within the wage budget, so it's not like I'm hurting. So um, okay. Wally Scorpions in 5 days. It'll be the last game of the night, and then we'll be back. We are back tomorrow, but not with Football Manager. We're gonna play some for the first time. I actually haven't picked it up since the Halloween event, but we're gonna play some Peng Ya tomorrow, and then we'll be back with Football Manager on Saturday, and we're gonna play. Probably right now I have Age of History 3 slated for Sunday, but I'm probably going to change that to I might do some F1 actually on Sunday. I think that's cool. And then we'll be back with Peng Yao on Monday as well. Football Manager Tuesday of next week. Wednesday of next week we're off. Thursday of next week Age of History 3. And then Friday of next week will be Football Manager. And then I will probably spend the day on the 11th not streaming but figuring out my stream schedule. So I do have the stream schedule up here on Twitch. So if you go to my Twitch page and you click on my name and it moves my stream to the top, there should be a tab that says schedule. It's all there for you. Let's look at MLS leagues in focus. Miami, Nashville, Chicago, Columbus, NYCFC, Atlanta, DC have got into the playoffs. Charlotte and Orlando are going to play the play-in game, the wild card game, if you will. My beloved Union didn't make it. They finished a point outside. In the West, Real Salt Lake, LA Galaxy, FC Dallas, Seattle Sounders, Colorado, Houston, and the Scum made playoffs. What is Peng Ya? Peng Ya, Pangya, is an MMO anime golf game. Um, you do like you can do trick shots and stuff in it as well, but it's basically a golf game that's styled. The art style in it is anime style, and it's a golf game, an MMO golf game. So it officially died. I don't. It officially died, but there's like private servers, and the private servers aren't like private; they're public servers. Like you can download and play the game for free, but it's a private server in the sense that like it's a non-official server, right? Um, Austin and Minnesota are playing the play-in game. Or the wild card game in the West. St. Louis City finished with just 28 points. They were the worst team in the MLS this season. So, wild card matchups: Charlotte versus Orlando, and in the West, Austin and Minnesota. Okay, I've never heard of it before. It was released in the United States under the name Albatross 18 back in 2005, maybe 2006, and then the company that owned the rights to publish it in the U.S. went under, and the company that bought the rights bought all the account information for it so that the players didn't lose their accounts, and the game got re-released a year later under its original Korean name of Peng Ya, which just means bang in Korea, or in Korean. And the game officially shut down in the United States in 2010 or 2011, and we were one of the last regions to actually shut down. The game shut down in Korea before it shut down in the U.S., and just that's how many people were playing it back then. And the game shut down in the U.S. in 2010 or 2011, and it stayed alive. The official servers for it stayed alive in Thailand all the way until 2017. Because there's not a lot of free-to-play games that don't demand a lot on your PC, that would be playable for a Thai audience, right? Or for a Thai player base. So when you give them this game that's a little bit older and it's a casual game that's pick up and play and you play golf and you get more rewards for playing it more, they kind of like took to it like amazingly. And there was a huge and that Thai server had people from like Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia. So like the Malaysian population was really big, but they didn't have an official server for Malaysia. They were based in Thailand, and like all of Southeast Asia servers were in Thailand, so they all played it, and it was great. But then eventually, like all games, it dwindled in player base, and they they took it down in 2017. But then there's a French guy who took all of the source code out of that game and recreated it on a private server, and he actually patches the game himself. So he'll do like a Christmas event, and he'll create all the items and patch them into the game. And the game still has events and stuff, but it's just a private server now, which is kind of cool. Um, let's finish. Let me finish leagues and focus here real quick, because that's what I was intending to do. I'm like, what am I doing? Arsenal lost their first game of the season to Sheffield United. So Arsenal have dropped points for the first time. They're still top by 2 in the Prem over Chelsea. City have climbed up to third. They still haven't lost. Spurs are fourth. Newcastle, Villa, and Liverpool complete the European places. Manchester United are in the drop. Leicester or I should say it's Brighton, Sunderland, and Everton who are above the drop by a point. Leicester are above the drop. I don't know why or how. Maybe by draws, number of draws. I don't know what the second tiebreaker. Well, the first is goal difference. The second tiebreaker is goals scored, right? And then I have no clue what the third tiebreaker is. But Man U are in the drop. Forest are there as well still, and they were third last season. Forest are 19th and playing Champions League football, by the way. And then Norwich are bottom. Forest are 2 adrift. Norwich are 4 adrift in the Premier League. This is getting crazy. The other team that is playing European football, I think Sunderland, isn't it? Or no, it's was it Wolves? Yeah, Wolves won the FA Cup and went down last season. So they're playing in the Europa League, and they're in the Sky Bet Championship. But speaking of Sky Bet Championship, Bristol City's back on top by a point over West Ham, who lead the playoff places by 4, which include QPR, Burnley, West Brom, and Wolves. Huddersfield are a point on the outside looking in. At the bottom, the Scum and Coventry are 2 points above the drop over Birmingham, Birmingham City and Stoke City. Luton Town have won their 5th game of the season. They are now 4 points from safety, but they've picked up 6. They were deducted 12 points for going into administration, but they fought that penalty off, and they're now in the positive. They're only 4 points back. So you kind of have to think with Luton's form being 5-3-3 that it's only going to be a matter of time. You give them another 11 games, and they'll probably be planted mid-table, right? At that pace, at least, right? So you got to figure that would put them 10, 6, and 6 at that pace, and that would be 36 points. It's pretty good. That would put them on 24 points in 22 games. That's not bad. Sky Bet League 1, Bolton top, Tranmere over Tranmere by 2 points. Tranmere lead the playoff places by just goal difference over Barnsley. Peterborough United, Cardiff City, Stockport County also are the other playoff places. Plymouth are on the outside looking in by a goal in the goal difference, and then it's Reading and Rochdale who are a point on the outside looking in. At the bottom, Cambridge is above the drop by a point. Burton Albion and Wimbledon are above the drop on only goal difference over Milton Keynes. I would love it if Milton Keynes went down and Wimbledon stayed up. And then Blackpool, Wickham, and Doncaster are all only a point from safety. Sky Bet League 2, Bristol Rovers top by 3 over Southend United, who lead Yeovil City by 2. And Yeovil City themselves lead the playoff places by 3, which include Woking, Bradford City, Barrow, and Crewe Alexandra. Torquay and York are a point outside looking in. At the bottom, Swindon, AFC Fylde, and Stevenage are all 3 points above the drop, but Stevenage hasn't won in 5 games. And they're above the drop over Colchester United. Cheltenham Town are 6 adrift. They've lost 4 straight. They haven't won yet in their opening 12 games. In the Vanarama National, Solihull Moor is a point above the rest of the league and the playoff places, which include South Shields, Scunthorpe, Worthing, Macclesfield, who have lost in Drew since we last checked in on them, Oldham, and Port Vale. Kidderminster Harriers, Gillingham, Bromley, and Hereford in 11th place are all 1 point on the outside looking in. At the bottom, Sutton United, Boston United are now a point above the drop after they both won their last fixture. Fleetwood Town have lost 5 straight. They're above the drop only by a single goal scored. Boreham Wood haven't lost in 4. Altrincham also on 13 points, right there in the mix. Northampton Town, Maidstone United are 1 point adrift from safety. The former of which hasn't won in 5 games either. And then finally, the level directly above us, or maybe not directly above us, but the level above us, in the division I think we would be promoted to should we get promoted. In Central is 6-1 from 7 so far to start the season. They lead the league by 4 over Burskoff Richmond. It is Garstang on the outside looking in by a single point. And then at the bottom, River now a point above the drop over who haven't won in 5 games, by the way, River, over Blackpool Wren Rovers. FC Sal still winless, 7 out of their 24 fixtures into the season, and 4 points adrift from safety. That is Leagues in Focus. We have got Welly Scorpions next. It is 4 days to go until the fixture, so we should get into it. And then also, just a point of note, again, the episodes are going to become a little bit longer after this fixture because the fixtures themselves are going to go from being every 7 days apart to every 14 days apart. So, it's going to be a little bit more processing time, right? I love when people love a game and keep it still alive for people who also love it. I watched a video of some guys who kept Metal Gear Solid 3. I think it's the game alive in F servers for people who still love it. And I love it too. And I never had that experience before in my life. I never had a game that I like. There's some games I wish were still ticking, like Chrome Hounds. Although all of Xbox Live for the 360 is gone, but Chrome Hounds was probably the greatest multiplayer game I've ever played. It's the greatest console game I ever played, hands down. That game is just incredible, but it was so short-lived. And for me, Peng Ya was a game that I put a lot of hours into it. I put about 1,000. I think by the time the official servers died, I want to say I had about 1,200 hours into it, and I played a lot of it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the fact that it's free to play and available now, I think is fantastic. And I just think it's awesome. I really do think it's awesome. The player base isn't huge by any stretch of the imagination, right? Like, because the creator of the private server is French, and France in the daytime is Southeast Asia in the morning, right? So people who have the day off in Southeast Asia will get on the same time that people in Europe are playing the game in the evening, and you'll get a player base that's like 40 or 50 deep. And then when you get into like now, where it's like Europe is asleep and North America and South America are awake, the player base is like 9, 10 players. It's not a lot at all. But it's neat to see that. It's just great to see the game is still alive and well. Um, you know, and that you can pick it up and play it at any moment in time. I love that stuff. So I love that game. It's just a fun pick up and play game. So, you know, I'm glad to still have it. I feel the same way about Repels, which was an MMO I played. Like Repels was always not an MMO like WoW or anything like that, but it was one where you didn't have to grind to get the best items. Having the best items like would help you, but the Repels level grind is so insane. It is so unbelievably insane. Um, Repels is probably another game you've never heard of. It's actually officially still going. It's not a fan. I'm more of a story focused game, but I like the occasional shooter, and I like FM. I like story games as well. Like Nier Automata was one of my favorites. I meant I like more. Right. Like I like Nier Automata. I was a big fan of Dragon Age Origins. Um, I liked Jade Empire is one of my favorite story-based games as well. I really liked Jade Empire. And then way back in the day would be like Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2, Neverwinter Nights was really good back in the day. But I don't mind MMOs because I can go in there and just kill stuff and kind of unwind that way, right? Um, so that's kind of why I liked Repels quite a bit. And the thing with Repels is it rewarded you for grinding. Like WoW, you have all these mechanics in these dungeons about like with these bosses. Repels didn't really have dungeon mechanics like the bosses in Blade and Soul or in WoW did, right? Um, but as you killed more stuff, you got experience and you would level up. And it is so rare to see players who have leveled up to level 200. I'm gonna check something real quick. Why is it not? Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Hmm. I guess it doesn't. Okay. There was like a QR code on something, and I wanted to just see if it worked, and it didn't. It didn't work. That was a failed experiment. Um, but no. The thing with what I mean with repels was that it was so like I think there's only a dozen or 2 dozen people who have hit the top level. Like that's how grindy that game is. Um, I mean the mobs alone when you get to level 200 is the top level. Let me figure this. Okay, 200 is the top level. The mobs in level 199 will average you 16,000 to 20,000 experience per kill. And to go from 199 to 200 alone, you need 2.5 quadrillion experience. Like that's how bad that game is with the grind. Well, out of the 1 point separate something, would I just? You think it's chance you could take all the points playing right? Oh yeah, players. We've been sharp in training. I think the players are got. I consider to be strong favorites. Um, he's out for like another month, right? Yeah, he's still be out for a while. We're not gonna rush him back. Uh, yes, we're starting Tyler Wright again. Um, so I've played repels on stream before as well. So Alex Hearn's been hurt, leaves at a physio. That's on. No, I didn't want top. I want live. There you go. Okay. There we go. We're taking over. It's match day. One more match tonight. There's autosave kicking in as well, by the way. So, all right. Autosave done. Match day. Let's see how we fare here. Wigan Rovers versus that's a big game. Third versus fourth. That's a big game. Uh, who's the other one? Whoa, 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 whoa. Wigan Rovers is who we care about, right? Yeah, they're playing Digmore. That is a big game. Um, we're expected to win versus Welly Scorpions. They have one win all season, so no surprise there. Um, anyway, okay. Haslington St. Mary's Jackson set for free transfer switch to West something. Counterlogic FC under 18s enjoy big win over Chorley under 18s. Nice. Wow, big win is right. Aiden Wardrobe in the 10th from the spot, and then in the 29th again. Made it 2-0 at the half, and then the floodgates opened. Oliver McCarthy in the 47th made it 3. Charlie Waterstone got one back in the 49th from the spot, and then they pulled a second one back through Dieter Kypriaitis. But then it was Jordan Patrick in the 61st to make it 5-2. And then or 4-2, I should say by then. Aiden Wardrobe again in the 63rd to complete. No, that would have been 5-2. That to make it. Or no, it would have been 4-2 to make it 5-2 then with Aiden Wardrobe's third in the 63rd. Stuart Aikens in the 66th made it 6-2. Oliver McCarthy in the 84th added a seventh, 7-2 over Chorley under 18s. Who are in 11th. We are 3 points off the top of the under 18s league. Fixtures. Here we go. Let me mute the cricket because I'm going to need to play audio now. And let me get to that tab where we play the audio. Thank you. And opposition instructions set. Let us Why is Jack all of a sudden down there at 2 stars? I'm gonna go. Have a good night. I'll step in again sometime. Thank you, brother. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself, man. Thanks for stopping by, Cully. I appreciate you, man. Get a good night's sleep, man. Why did his good Lancashire and amateur, why did his potential drop? I don't know. Just because he's injured? So he's made 131 appearances for us, Jack. Fucking hell. So, all right. Young Hearts, run free. I think that's the team, right? Tyler Wright is starting, and Ben Brindley is named as a sub. Sam Wellman is also a possibility. Oh, I don't think it's sorted by potential. It wasn't. That's why. No, he's still down there. I don't know, but I'm rolling with this team. Feels unsuited. Seamus, you've played the role for 100 games, man. Anyway, like get with the program. They've made one change to the starting lineup from the previous game. If you carry on your last performance in this match, you'll do well. That seemed to motivate a few. Let's get into it, shall we? The Rec Playing Fields, Welly Scorpions, 2-1-2 in their last 5. I thought they only had one win all season. They have 2. Oh no, that's you know who that is. I think that's Tauntington United. There's the table. Welly Scorpions can pull out of the relegation zone with a big win. We can continue to stay 5 points clear at the top, potentially even go further at the top. But we are underway. Third and final match of the evening. Welly Scorpions in the yellow. Counterlogic FC in the blue. Let's get underway with it. That is over the top. Sheamus has got it. Sheamus cut back. Twinkle's there. That's blocked. Snicky's there. Over the top. That's given as a corner. Headed up. Headed back in. And Bramley will have it. Rasmussen. Chadwick. Lofted in. Livingstone over the top. Here's Parks with it now. Akonikun. Good ball to Sheamus. Myself. Frack on the right-hand side. Trying to take it wide. Frack cuts inside, but too heavy. Chadwick clears. Dean, it's off his back. Sheamus. Twinkle. Akonikun on the left. He's got a cutback option. Finds Sheamus. Sheamus cross. Sticky. It's in. Let's fucking go, Snicky. Let's go, Snicky. 2 or 3 straight games without scoring. Back on the score sheet. I'm finishing Genova. Sheamus, myself, Cookies. He's lost. He had absolutely obliterated off the ball. Chadwick. Twinkle. He's run it down. Brat's not needed to come for it. We can go back the other way. Frack, Cookies, Spaps. Good ball movement. Cookies, Akonikun. The turn. Who's he got? Snicky. The turn. Where they got? Twinkle. Over the top. For Cookies. Cookies should be on sides. Is on sides. Too heavy a touch. Corner kick. Corner kick incoming. Let's see what we got here. Sheamus. That is absolutely whipped in with vigor. And it didn't find a CLG head. Me. Right. Parks. Could have gone for the blast, actually, Parks. There's not enough. I mean, we're not spread out enough, right? There's no way we can move the ball. Everything's just kind of funneled in like that. Frack slid out. Twinkle. Spaps. Was he offsides? Yes, he was. He was offsides, coming back into an onsides position. We lead 1-0. Spaps, Cookies, Frack, Twinkle. Myself, Cookies. Could have turned towards goal to Cookies. Parks on the left-hand side. He's just fucking let himself get run over there. Didn't he? Sheamus cuts back inside for Akonikun. Akonikun, that is nowhere remotely close. And I'm surprised it even stayed inside the stadium grounds. Chadwick now with a corner. Far post. Bits it off the bar. And over. We could do with another goal here. We've come from behind in the last 2 games to win. This time we lead from the front. Spaps. He's gone all the way back to Brat. Right. Go center with Twinkle. Right. Akonikun. Where's the turn? Parks. Send Sheamus, man. Why are you delaying? There's the send. Did Sheamus stay on side is the question. Twinkle. Looks like he did. Akonikun. The goal. And no. Just wide. 23rd minute now. Welly Scorpions with the ball. That's going to be offsides on Blissett. I've been booked, so let me tell myself, hey, bud, ease off tackles. Chadwick. That's headed away. Spaps gets to it. Make sure it doesn't run out for a throw or a corner. Frack has got it now. Up the field, Twinkle. I mean, Sheamus is begging for that ball on the left-hand side, man. He's got space as well. Instead, we've turned it over. Malunga looking for Lumsden here. Lumsden back for Livingston. Livingstone. For post, Chadwick heads it down. He's off sides anyway, even though Brott saved it. Here's free kick. Parks whipping it in. Back post, Snicky gets up, but he can't get over, or they can't get over top of the ball, and it will be a goal kick. Parks with another free kick, whipped in, and that should have scored. You were 3 yards out, man. You've got to score that goal. That should be 2-0. It 100% should have been 2-0. Here's Parks, Sheamus, back for Konikun. The whip in, back post, Spaps is there, but it's headed away by Rasmussen, and it will be a corner. 3 minutes of added time. We've played one. Whipped in, back post. Snicky will run it down. Digmore have the lead against Wigan Rovers. That's big. And that is halftime here at this ground. 1-0 for us. I think we're doing well, but we can definitely find another gear to take charge of this match. We are back underway here with the second half. Nope. No kickoff highlight for me. Nice. All right. That's headed away, unfortunately. I looked at my DVR for the Paralympics, and I've been watching it and deleting it, and now I've got a little bit of space on the hard drive left. That's a bad free kick to give away. It's again Spaps who's the worst performer of the team. Sheamus is doing well. But it's going to have to be Joe Jones again. Snicking over the top. Over the top. Goal kick. Here's Parks. Cookies. Oh, and Bramley grabbed that. Frack. Spaps. Frack. Spaps. And he's just fucking lost the ball again. That's going to be his last action. Joe Jones will come on for him again. Digmore have doubled their lead at Wigan Rovers. And Brott's got that, which means if we can somehow find a way to get out of this game with a win, Spaps is booked, and that's his last action of the game. Joe Jones has come on for him. Here's Sheamus, back post. Joe Jones! Over the top. He's offsides. I'm looking at Parks, I'm looking at Frack, and I'm looking at Akonikun. Maybe Akonikun might be next. But that free kick, I don't have an AMC to replace him. So Sheamus, I think, was offsides. He stayed on, and it will be a corner. Complacent. I don't need you to be complacent, mate. Headed up, headed out, and right will pick it up. Jones headed back in. Sheamus is there. It's headed out for a corner. We're going to tell them focus. That's pissed off a few people. Okay. Back post. Nobody's up. Chadwick's headed it away. Oh, the header. Oh, oh my God, how have we not scored? And that hit the corner flag to go out for a throw. How have we not scored that? Jones has done so well to win that header. Konikun passes behind Snicky. They somehow run it down. Snicky inside for Sheamus. Sheamus, that cross took a deflection off somebody, and that'll be a corner. Here's Sheamus. Whipped in, and another corner. Frack whips one in. Back post, Joe Jones gets too far under it, and it will pop up and out for a goal kick. Kunikun's done well. Sends Joe Jones. Good ball from a Kunikun. Snicky! And it's two. Snicky's got their brace. Joe Jones has come on to deliver it. That'll prompt Harry Norris coming on for us. We've done very well there. Konikun's fouled his man, and I do have my man Ben Brindley will come on to finish this out. Who got the booking? Oh, nobody did. It was a sub, and they have a yellow name. Oh, come on, boys. Come on, boys. Blissett goes for goal. What a save by Brat. What a save by Brat. 83rd minute. Rasmussen here. Is headed away. Is that Thraukid, Livingstone, Malonga, Lumsden, Norris, Akonikun, Snicky has run it down. And he's pulled back by Rasmussen. No yellow card? I would have thought that would have been stopping a promising attack. Well, that is that. Yellow card on who? One of their guys, right? Yeah, Blissett. Going for goals of Konikun. That flashes off the top of the netting. 89th minute now. Brat has this. Right, Norris. Sheamus. Akonikun. Twinkle. Myself. Cookies. Brindley. Go for Jones down the line. Jones. Back for Brindley. Brindley. He's gonna go for Cookies. Sends Jones out wide. Cookies was offsides. Coming back into an onside position. 5 minutes of added time here at the end of the second half. Here's a free kick. Akonikun. Cookies, and he's skied it. Wigan Rovers have pulled one back versus Digmore. Tyler Wright's been booked. Thrickle. Flynes Blissett, who was offsides himself, and that might be the last action of the game. We have got 35 seconds left. Right. Brindley. Myself from Brindley. Right. Twinkle. Back to right. Over to Norris. That's given up towards Sheamus, I believe, and eventually they've won the ball. Gill will pump it forward. Nobody's there. Brindley's come down with it. The full-time whistle should go, and it's going to be another win. It's going to be a clean sheet for once. Just our second of the season. There it is. The full-time whistle's gone. Our second clean sheet of the season, 2-0. Snicky in the 5th. Snicky in the 73rd. They're back to winning ways, and we are scoring ways, and we are the victors in a game I didn't have to sweat this time. 2-0. Tauntington United have. Hang on. Boom, 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 boom. Tauntington United with a win over with Whitting's 12-minute goal being enough to down Burnley United. Tauntington have pulled out of the drop now, up on 9 points. Haslington St. Mary's and Bolton Waresdale. Sinclair in the 30th for Bolton Waresdale. Haslington St. Mary's, Reynolds in the 32nd from the spot, and again in the 35th. All the action there within 5 minutes. 2-1 it finished. Haslington St. Mary's pulled out of the drop themselves with that victory. University of Bolton, Bolton Borough, and Crompton. It was Manjit in the 27th, continuing his great season. He scored again in the 32nd to put Compton 2-0 up at the break. Hales in the 54th scored, pulled one back for University of Bolton, Bolton Borough. They leveled it in the 60th with Kelly, but Lewis in the 85th put Crompton ahead and gave them all 3 points in the end. Digmore 2-1 over the Wigan Rovers. Big result there. Slaughter in added time at the end of the first half put Digmore 1-0 up at the break. And then it was Longello in the 54th to put him up 2-0. Douglas scored in the final minute of regulation to give Wigan Rovers a consolation goal. But Wigan Rovers lose, Digmore win. Both of them now 8 back. Bickerstaff reserves are 8 back, but they play tomorrow. And that's a big one. So if they fail to win, if they lose, then we're going to be 8 points clear of the league. If they draw, we're going to be 7 clear of the league. If they win, we'll still be 5 clear of the league. Let's go to the post-match press conference. Kick this off with James Conway from 442. Can you keep this fantastic warm? I don't feel even. And how time we. Yep. Risk of complacency? No, the confidence is high, but that can only bring good performances. For me, it was hugely significant in terms of everything that followed. I do love an early goal. What a performance. Top quality. His record speaks for itself. A certain style, way of playing the game, the way football should be played. That's the press conference. I am going to try to get out of here before the ads come. Manjit won the player of the week. He deserved it. That's in 15 seconds. So if you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. This was CLG FC episode 143. We will see you for the next one, the big one, against Wigan Rovers. Until then, take care.